In the basement of La Penta, this is WICR.
And we're back for the final segment of this show. Wow, this show went pretty fast today, actually. And this is probably one of my best shows I've ever done. I think so anyway. Last week's show wasn't that good, and the first two shows were okay. But overall, I think this was the best show I've done so far. And I'm happy about that. It's a good thing to have. I have about 10 minutes left to the show, so I just want to give you a rundown. Basically, I want to continue from where I left off early because I was thinking about it during the mini break we had. That, in a reality, in a foreign policy sense, I think that both parties are pretty much the same, I remember during the Iraq War, as many of you do, obviously, all these, Democrats, all these liberals out there were saying, stop the war, this is unpatriotic. This is nonsense. Why are we over there? And they all had good points, and I, agreed with most of them. Now we have Obama, who bombed Egypt, Libya, taking out dictators, wanted to bomb Syria, is bombing Syria, is bombing Iraq, and these peace-loving Democrats who protested under Bush are nowhere near protesting to the level that they were now in today's world. And, it just shows you, what complete hacks and frauds these people are. And, with that said, last week I endorsed Rob Astorino for governor. And I know, again, I bashed both parties. But, I am supporting Rob. Rob is the only state or Republican I'm endorsing and supporting and volunteering for. Attorney General, I'm undecided between the Libertarian and the Republican. Comptroller, I'm undecided between the Democrat and the Libertarian. And a couple of the statewide races like State Senate and State Assembly, I'm undecided. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm undecided, And I want to know more about these candidates, be honest with you. So I can go online and so do you Google the names, and find something on them and make up your mind. We live in a very good technological age where you could just Google it, because now it's term now. Just Google it. So, just Google your local race or, go on your local board of elections and find who your candidates are for office. It's not that hard of a thing to do, just, get up off that chair or sit down in the chair, rather, and turn on that computer. Instead of watching YouTube and watching whatever you watch, I'm not judging anybody. And look up some candidates, look up your local race and make a decision for yourselves. On next week's show, there will be an interesting conversation I'll be having because next week is, of course, my last show before the election. And it's really telling because for governor, I'm going to go through all the candidates, the Libertarian, the Green, the Democrat, the Republican, and a couple of other minor party candidates who are on the ballot who may or may not be on the debate. I'm not really sure. But if they are, then I apologize to them because they have the right to be mentioned. And, I want to give you a full, accurate assessment of all three races and ask you who you want to choose as, your governor, your attorney general, or your comptroller, whether it's Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Green, or any other party for, whoever's running. Those are the four main ones, I think, who are on all three races, so of course, I'll get the most of my time. But fortunately for me, this isn't next week. And I do support Rob Astorino. And, last year, I was considering voting for Governor Cuomo. And this was before Astorino got in the race. This was before I even knew who Rob Astorino even was. And I was like, what, Governor Cuomo seems to be doing a good job, on TV they're saying what good job he's doing, he's hands-on and yada, yada, yada. Like, okay, cool, this governor seems like somebody, he's not as bad as Obama on certain policies. And he's somebody Republicans can work with, They seem to be doing a good job together. And like, you know what, I might vote for Governor Cuomo, you know? What a good job he's doing. And then, earlier this year, I saw the wool was removed, the curtains opened, and I saw what was really going on in Governor Cuomo's New York. A state that is in decline, a state that is way overspending, a state that is way overtaxing, a state which people are leaving, and a state pretty much in pretty bad shape. A state full of corruption. And like, my goodness, the roads are pretty bad on the highway. People are leaving the state of New York. Upstate New York is a horrible place to do business in. No jobs over there. It's in decline. And I'm like, wow, this governor and the media protecting him did a pretty good job deceiving me. And like, damn. Who can, help us out? Then I discovered Rob Astorino, what he did in Westchester. As you know the spiel about Rob Astorino by now. And if you don't, I'll tell you. Somebody who cut spending by 4%. Somebody who cut the property tax levy by 2%. Somebody who helped create 30,000 new jobs in Westchester. Correction, who helped create 30,000 new private sector jobs in Westchester. Somebody who led Westchester to the highest credit rating in New York State. Somebody who's taken on HUD's overreaching and telling them stop. And this is a governor under Governor Cuomo. What record does this man have? I've seen all the ads, and they're all attacks. I haven't seen one positive ad out there. No wonder this man doesn't want to debate anybody. He has no record. He stands for nothing. He's corrupt. We still see corruption. He promised us 4 years ago he'll clean up Albany. I still see lawmakers getting arrested, facing jail time. Even the governor himself is corrupt. You know what he did in Moreland? So, 400,000 people are leaving New York. 400,000 people have left already. Because they were like, we can't take it anymore. The AARP has said New York is the worst place to retire. This governor has spent $200 million on startup New York ads instead of putting them for our roads to help business out. The biggest scam in New York State history, probably. Unemployment in this state is higher than the national average. This state is spending out of control. How is this governor helping New York out? Helping New York become number one again? Women's equality? Ha! Ha! Look at Sheldon Silver. That'll answer that question for you. Women's equality. Women's equality, my you-know-what. This governor's a bully. He doesn't answer tough questions. He dictates what he wants to talk about. He debates with himself. He doesn't do TV interviews. His book just came out. He's on TV to promote his book. Not to promote what he's done as governor. Because he hasn't done anything. Where does this governor stand on fracking? We don't know. We don't know if he's done anything. All he does is test the wind and goes, you know what? I'm for that. You know what? I'm against that. You know what? Opinion polls tell me what to think. And this guy is just, an empty suit, ruthless politician. And it's sad, because if a good Republican candidate who knows the issues, who implemented policies in Westchester that worked out pretty well by his record, who has an anti-corruption platform, who has a plan on RobAstorino.com, and next week we will delve into those plans. I would have done it today, but I had a lot of midterms and tests and things to study for this week, so I couldn't do it. But next week I will be on top of that immediately. And I'm out of time now. But again, is New York under Governor Cuomo winning, or is New York losing? Look at this governor's record. Look what he stands for. He stands for nada. Astorino stands for something, and he has a proven record in Westchester County. Just take a look at it. I'm Nicholas. This is my show, and you have just seen Wednesdays with Nicholas. Yay! I'll be back next Wednesday. And until then, like my page on Facebook, Wednesdays with Nicholas. Follow me on Twitter at Brovian93. And I hope all of you have a good day, a good week, and tune in next week for my show. Have a good day, everybody.
Seconds remaining. Third down and 15 at the 15. Sims with people in his face. Touchdown to Bobby Johnson. Second down and 9. The line of scrimmage, the 49er 28. The Giants lead at 28-3.